We're good. All right, well, welcome to HOB.com. We're in the Foundation Room at the House of Blues in Las Vegas, and joining us right now are Chester and Phoenix from Linkin Park.
Hello.
Thank you guys for coming by. Welcome to House of Blues. First of all, congratulations, going platinum, I believe, this week.
Yes.
The album, Hybrid Theory. Did you expect this record to do so well?
Absolutely not. We always wanted it to do well, but to expect any type of response like this is kind of ludicrous. We actually knew we had some fans out there, but since we released the record a few months ago, the response has been extremely overwhelming.
One thing that's kind of telling too of where we're at is originally a week before the album came out, we placed bets on what we thought it would do in its first week. And Chester was the most optimistic with, he was thinking it would do, I think it was 8,000 was his guess. And I remember Mike saying that he was even telling him, whoa, hold back. We don't want you to be bummed out if it doesn't exceed that or meet that or whatever. And then when it did 45 in its first week, we were all shocked. And ever since then, it's just been a continual process of being pleasantly surprised at the response that the album has gotten.
Do you remember how you felt when you were told 45,000 in the first week?
It pretty much started the first day when we found out we did like 11,000 the first day, which like exceeded all of our guesses for the whole first week, that's pretty much when the shock started. And then when the first week's sales came back, it was just kind of like a dream that had been going on for like a week pretty much. And it's still going on. I'm still waiting for somebody to pinch me and make me up, remind me that,
So how does going platinum, how does this change things for the band? I mean, it's a huge milestone. I mean, for any band that's been around for 20 years, and here you guys out on your first shot out, and
I think the greatest thing, like what we've seen over even the last just 4 or 5 days doing our own headlining tour, is that the fact that the album's out there and that it's been really well received and everything like that is really bringing a lot more people to our shows than what it has been obviously before the album had come out. And so that's great for us, and that makes the live show just so much of a good experience, a good positive experience for us. And we really rely heavily upon our fans and the people that come out to see us to feed off of as far as energy. We put on a pretty energetic live show, and it can be pretty grueling. And I think that having those people that are there every night and that are excited to see you and are really supportive and appreciative of what we've been able to do so far really makes it a lot easier, I think, for us to be able to do what we're doing right now, the touring and with playing 5.5 shows a week or whatever the math works out to be.
Yeah, it's weird. Who knows?
Well, let me back up a little bit, back to the early days of Linkin Park, and the story is that you guys got your publishing deal right after your very first show at the Whiskey in LA, the world famous Whiskey. And what does that mean for a young band starting out to get something like that so soon?
Well, it pretty much is not something that you can actually write an instruction book on how to do. Basically, the focus of our band has always been on the songs, and we felt that even from the get-go, before I even joined the band, the focus of the group has always been on the songs. And so that's pretty much where they always kind of got a lot of their attention. It wasn't from performing live, because they'd never performed live before, but it was just basically off of what people were hearing. And when you write good songs and you put all your energy into the song itself, then a lot of good things can come out of that, rather than focusing more on your live performance or wanting to get out there and just start playing. It's kind of pointless if nobody knows who you are and your songs aren't that good. At the same time, it really makes your career a lot longer. And so I would just say, just focus on the songs and just don't worry about trying to get signed. And don't, just worry about making the music you want to make and be happy doing it.
How quickly did the record deal come after this particular moment, right after the Whiskey?
3 to 4 years. It was a process.
So you paid your dues.
Yeah.
Were there other labels that were interested in the band when Warner Bros. Stepped up?
It was very...
The interesting thing is everybody didn't like us.
Here's the story. The interesting thing about it is immediately after it was a development deal that we signed with a publishing company, And so basically they were saying,
What's been the most, I guess, surprising thing about all this success that you guys are experiencing right now? I mean, it must be. I mean, your lives must have changed like drastically.
I never thought I would see Linkin Park so much everywhere, all over the place. Turn the TV this morning, and there it is on the television here in the hotel. And then turn the radio on, and we're playing. Turn on MTV, and it's like we're there. Drive up and down Sunset. There's posters and billboards and garbage. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? Kind of frightening, like living in the Twilight Zone.
Do you feel like you guys are prepared for this? I mean, because the next level in this is like big fame. Are you ready for that kind of thing?
I don't know. I don't know if you ever really could be. Yeah. I mean, I think we've been really fortunate, and hopefully it continues, that the people, we've always put a large emphasis on the people that have been buying the music and that have come out to shows. I think that across all six of us, a common thread is that we really appreciate the people that have come out and that have appreciated in turn what we've been able to do. And up to date, it's been a Linkin Park fan or someone who enjoys the music, whatever you want to call it, has been really cool and really respectful and just fun to meet and hang out with. And so, I mean, hopefully that never changes, you know?
Right.
To this point, there hasn't really been any negatives really coming off of that. As to whether we're prepared for the next level,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know. Hard to say. But we don't know what to necessarily expect.
Fair enough. Let me back up a little bit. I just have a couple more things I want to touch on. One of the most interesting things about the record, at least upon my listen to it, or many listens to it, I should say by this point, is that there seems to be a lack of profanity on this album.
Yes, there is.
Which in terms of the like you were saying, the genre is unusual.
Yeah.
Is this calculated?
No, as a matter of fact, Mike and I write all the lyrics together, and we had no conscious effort whatsoever to try to write a song or a record that had no profanity, because there's nothing I like doing better than using profanity. But it's just a nice, effective way to get your point across. But we never really thought about it. We were just trying to express ourselves honestly so that we could appeal to what we were trying to think of as the most amount of people that we possibly could. We didn't want to just pinpoint a certain age group or, go into all the numbers and everything that a lot of industry people like to use. But it's like we basically just wanted to relate to as many people as we could. And that's all we were focusing on. And it just turned out that we didn't have to use any profanity.
That articulate, exactly. Vocally, Linkin Park is unique because of the fact that you have two singers. What kind of challenges does that present when you're putting together a song that that wouldn't normally be there if it was just one guy?
Actually, what it does, instead of like bringing on new challenges, it actually creates an even more healthy creative environment, because what happens sometimes when we're writing is, I could be dead on apart saying, this is what I want to do, and the guys might not be into it, and it might be frustrating for me, but then there's another guy who comes in and says, hey, what about trying this? And it's like having that and knowing that, and respecting each other as being equals in the band, and not either one of us or the front man or whatever. It kind of lays like a leveling ground. There's somebody there to keep you grounded and not say, well, I am the singer and I want to do, gonna do what I want to do. And, it makes it really more healthy, rather than setting more challenging, aspects of it. I think maybe if there is any challenge, it's trying to beat the other person's idea, and make something better. It just kind of elevates you to, push yourself a little harder.
And that's good for the whole band.
And that's just nothing but healthy.
So now you guys are on your first headlining tour, which is another big deal. How do you approach the show differently now?
I think that one of the biggest differences for us is we've been very used to playing 30-minute sets. And so as of the first couple shows on this tour, we were, I mean, giving everything we had to it and pretty much being dead, like dying during our 60-minute set. But we would really say that we would hope everyone would leave the show being happy with what they came for and having gotten out of it what they had come to see. And we definitely, both with our opening acts that we take with us and with our show, we try and put together a strong show from start to finish and make sure that that's coming across well.
Cool. So are you guys living the rock and roll dream? Is this it?
I think this is it. Yeah. It's been like this has been my dream for a long time. Just being able to go around the country and see different places and meet a lot of different people that are I've looked up to for a long time, and knowing that we were playing some of these venues that are like legendary and accomplishing those things, selling out shows on our own name, and that's always like been part of the big dream. So I think we're living that dream right now, and it seems to only be getting better and better. So hopefully you don't hit the peak, because then once you get there, there's only one way to go. And hopefully this is a long mountain ride, but we'll see.
We're definitely excited about having a career in music and hoping that comes about. But as of right now, I think that all six of us are happy with the fact that we're getting to play music. And none of us had ever been to Europe before a couple of weeks ago, and we got to go over there and play in London and France and Germany, and then we're going to be back with the Deftones in March and all these things that we're going to get to see Australia and Japan, and it's just amazing. Like for us, that's great. Like we couldn't be happier doing anything else right now. That there's nothing else we'd rather be doing.
Yeah, I don't think you can go backwards from being, somebody in rock and roll back to like a 9-to-5 job. I think that would be probably one of the toughest things to ever do.
Especially if it's like working at like a juice stop.
That would probably be good.
No offense, juice stop people.
Very good. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for coming by and talking to us at House of Blues. We appreciate it very, very much. You guys have a great show.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you next time. You guys are logged on to HOB.com. This is Chester and Phoenix from Linkin Park. Thank you.